Okay, so this is perhaps the craziest thing I've ever seen in mixed martial arts. This happened in Russia back in 1995 at an event called the Absolute Fighting Championship. This was November 25th of 1995. And on the left, we have a guy from the Ukraine, Igor Vovchanchin, who later went on to fight in Pride and just knocked people out left and right. And on the right is a fellow from Brazil named Adilson Lima. And if you watch, I believe he has Renzo Gracie in his corner for the fights. So here, watch what happens. Like, this is crazy. Okay, here we go. Check this out. So I believe this happened in Russia, but the play-by-play is in Japanese. I don't know why. And on the left, with the white on his fist, is the jiu-jitsu guy doing the standard old-school jiu-jitsu thing. And on the right, you have Igor Vovchanchin, who was a kickboxer who had really good takedown defense and just murderous punching. And you'll see what I mean in just a minute here. And bear in mind, this was 1995. I mean, this was only a few years after the first UFC, which was in 1993, I believe. And then there was other events. There was, the World Combat Championship, and, there was something that happened in a circle. There was a few that tried to copy it, and this is one that happened in Russia. And you can see this is not really mixed martial arts. This is back when it's style versus style. You can see the jiu-jitsu guy is trying to take him down. Watch, this is what I'm talking about. Like, oh, man. Like, that's bad. That's bad. Let's watch it again. So he's squaring off against him. He's feeling his distance. He wants to close the gap, right, and try and take the guy down, Igor Vovchanchin. He shoots Vovchanchin, immediately landing shots. Watch this. He does a backward somersault, kick in the face. He's out. And watch, he's sitting there, hammer fist to the back of the head, kick to the head, kick to the head, towel goes in. And wait. That's not even the worst thing. Watch what happens. The Brazilian guy says, you know what? I'm not going to go out this way. And he fights Vovchanchin a second time. Watch, see, look. Sprawls. Oh. The backward somersault thing is a bad idea. Never do that. If someone knocks you down, don't backward somersault and stand up. And then watch this. He's out. Hammer fist to the back of the head. Kick in the head. Kick in the head. You can't see it very well there, but they all land super clean. And then someone, I think it's Renzo Gracie, throws in the towel. Here it is again. Shooting. Punching. Not good for the Brazilian. Watch this. The backward somersault's what does him in. Oh, kick in the head. He's out. Look at this. Now he just sort of sits up. He sits up. Hammer fist to the back of the head. Oh. Now watch. Kick in the head. Kick in the head. Oh. Oh. And now watch. Watch what happens. Like, for some crazy reason, the Brazilian guy says, I don't buy it. That was a lucky punch. Or lucky kick followed by lucky punches and kicks. He comes back into the ring and he fights him a second time. And I think someone's saying to Vovchanchin here, hey, do you want to go with this guy again? And look, there's arguing and debating, like, what? What? Watch what happens now. The same two guys, the same Brazilian fights Igor Vovchanchin a second time. Like, that is mental. That guy should be going to a hospital to get a CT scan of his brain. But instead, he goes in immediately again against this same, look, here he comes again. This is in real time. This is what actually happened. There was no pause. The guy takes no delay. He's coming back into the cage to fight again. It's the same guy that just got knocked out seconds ago. And look, Vovchanchin is like, all right, let's do this again. See, and he's like, all right, I guess you want to die. No problem. Mental. Watch, he's like, all right, here we go, watch this. Same thing, he's like, hey, it didn't work the first time. Craziness. But this is what they call when someone has a striker's chance. they mean that, I think originally it meant to say a small chance. Anyone can land a lucky punch. But when you're fighting Igor Vovchanchin, a striker's chance is a pretty good chance, as he proved in the last fight, and as you'll see, he proves again here. Spoiler alert, you know? As if... And look, what's going through the Brazilian guy's mind, you know? Is he thinking, well, I mean, that last time when I was nearly beaten to death, seconds ago, that was just a fluke. Mental. Absolutely mental. You know? But I guess he's got it in his head that he's going to take Vovchanchin down and choke him, but he doesn't know who he's fighting. Like, Vovchanchin goes on to fight in Pride, and he knocks out so many people, many of whom are Brazilians. I know there's this one where he fights a guy, I believe, Francisco Bueno, where he's just hit, as the guy's dropping, he's still hitting him, you know? Anyway, he does some real damage in Pride, but then this is before anybody really came to, you know, realize who the hell he is. You know? A scary dude. Very scary. Like just hard punches and like naturally good takedown defense. I don't know if he did like wrestling or did a childhood in judo or something in the Ukraine, but man, very hard to take down. And super heavy punches, as you saw in that last fight. You know? And the Brazilian guy, he's like not really sure at this point what he should be doing. You know? Oh. This is see? Oh, he's raising his arms. He thinks they're stopping the fight to give him the win. Look at his nose. Looks like Toucan Sam, you know? But his nose, I think his nose is messed up from the first fight, actually. Or maybe it was this one. And there's Renzo Gracie right there saying, no. We're not going down that road again. So, pretty crazy, huh? So there's Igor Vovchanchin. He's like, all right, are we fighting a third time? I don't know. And there's the Brazilian guy leaving, having now been defeated twice in a row by Igor Vovchanchin. Totally insane. Totally insane. And I guess the moral of the story is if you lose once, you know, maybe take a break. I don't know.